Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's broadcast. We are in the curiosity sequence of really what's going on in Jerusalem. It's really kind of annoying. Do I care about children? Yes. Do I care about the people of Israel? Absolutely. Do I care about all people that are good? Absolutely. Do I want bad people to be contained? Absolutely. However, what needs to be taken a look at is the motive, what actually happened, and who should be trusted. Because frankly, I don't really trust any of these people. The wording in itself is very suspicious. The entertainers that are reporting the crimes against humanity are also very suspicious. And I'm just saying this, that people need to really pay attention to how they can be gotten by the media, especially how they're speaking to fuel catastrophe. We have to take a look at the responsibility of what G7 plays in all of this, in the voter fraud, in the secret clandestine operations of trying to create the new world, and those who were not interested in the new world. Crypto, NFT, money exchanges, who's willing to be paid to speak in front of the camera. And that's just questions that are very fair. They're very fair questions, considering that it's strange because Biden gave $6 billion to Iran, and then now he's fighting a country that he just gave $6 billion to. Literally, he gave the money to them like last month. So ultimately, the United States is responsible for all of this. The pre-warning came when Saudi Arabia went on Fox News to discuss the fact that Iran was going to be having nuclear weapons. That's suspicious. That's the suspiciousness. Because why would you go on? Why would you give them money? You're fueling the war. You're giving them money. You're going on your platform to talk. You're the king. To talk about the enemy, your enemy, which really, your enemy is your enemy. Is it money-based? Is it religion-based? Are you immature? Is it women-based? Right now I'm looking at blood on a bed. However, I'm not really feeling I usually get really abused on my body when this is happening. And I'm not really getting that. So you technically can stage these things. Then we have women in this country who are proclaiming in the 70s that countries in the Middle East were wearing United States clothing. And then they walked around and they were basically their underwear. Which in epic times, it just does not sound like something these countries would do based on the control of women. So people are really willing to do a lot of things to fuel one-sidedness, to make one person look like a victim, so that one person can make more money. See, if Biden's trying to make all this money off energy, which his son is a criminal, and he's doing dealings with the Ukraine, we got to take a look at what dealings that Biden has done with Israel. So that's the kind of stuff that you have to look at when you're watching these. You cannot trust the media, folks. You cannot trust the media. If you've ever seen the movie with Eric Bana and the guy who did The Office, his name has escaped my mind, you saw that they did not go overseas to the location of where the war was, and they basically just made shit up, and then they were in the United States of America. Not to mention, if we're having a war, there's no excuse for the war to be located on social media. That's what your professional news stations are for. Your lines of communication within TikTok platform, which is a child's app, should be cut off. That's creating fear, angst, and it's giving people all sorts of misinformation. And that's on Biden's shoulders, which means he's the leader of misinformation. That means he's not a good leader. That means Kamala's not a good leader. That means if Pelosi is seen talking about this on TikTok, if any of these fools in the Democratic Party are on TikTok talking about this, that means they're not good leaders. And it really is a coincidence that we outed our lead Speaker of the House right before this happened, who was just happened to be a Republican who was trying to oust Biden for all his criminal activity. So there's a lot of different things to take a look at when it comes to watching Wagings of War. And you all are like enjoying it. It sounds like, it seems like, I'm not sure. I don't really want to hear how babies were decapitated. Although it's very hard for me to believe that the first thing that they would go for would be children and babies. It doesn't make any sense. If this country used to wear clothing like the United States of America in the 70s, then they've expanded and they've grown as a country, and then they have morals to the point where they know that that's the last thing that you would do as an infant. You would decapitate an infant. Well, like you'd have to show us film. Would you show us film? Like, no, thank you. Hamas leader was on the news, today? Talking is what I heard, but I didn't watch him speak. Although when I looked at him, I'm like, he seems like a reasonable guy. So I don't know. I just feel like there's something that's awry in this, in the fact that y'all need to pay attention to what your government in the United States, y'all always go for the government. Like, you think the United States government is always doing the right thing, and I'm here to tell you that they are not. The fact that a Persian is promoting war in other countries instead of peace tells you. Meaning they have a secret society where they're actually teaching people to real bombs, maybe real bombs, but it's just the scenarios attached. So we're looking at that. Protection from I don't know. It's just none of it really is making any sense. The whole layout of how it went down to where we are now. Like, why did you send in this attack? Because, it looks like there is an attack. Notice how I'm matter-of-facting it, because that's how you have to behave when you're delivering information to people. This gentleman is definitely injured. These young kids are definitely injured. However, the circumstances are questionable. Who's to say that an American clandestine operation wasn't involved in this? See, that's what you got to look at. Because they're trying to fuel the war between Iran, which was maybe it was Saudi Arabia disguised as Hamas. Then Israel reports that they have to declare war. Because it all seemed to happen very quickly. So that's the question. That is the real question on what's going on here. And it's important that you take a look at these things in all ways. I have to say that the women of America are responsible for this. The women like Mona Van are responsible for this. She's been hoping and fueling this for some time now, lying on Ali. I will tell you that I've been communicating with Ali throughout, telepathically. He says you're horrendous, Mona Van, and so is your family. They're horrendous. You think because she looks a certain way and she acts a certain way, you think that she's a certain way. She's a loser. She's awful. Look at the way she treats a puppy dog. She blames everybody else for her problems. She's empty inside. She has no emotion, no feeling, and she's controlling. Yeah, but we're watching a gentleman speak from his perspective, a civilian. It's hard to tell. I'll probably do some advancements. Looking at children. It's just very, very suspicious. I mean, you seriously cannot still be fighting over religion. If you're wearing 70s clothes from the United States of America in the 70s and you're still fighting over religion, that just doesn't match. None of this makes no sense. I just think that they're trying to act on some movie to get a war going so that somebody can make more money. That's what I really think. And children are being caught in the crossfire, and people are on the offense and the defense because Biden has no communication skills. Nobody in the G7 summit has communication skills, all fueled by alien telepathic infiltrations coming from the CIA. I mean, this is bullshit. There's no reason for anyone to be fighting right now. And that's it. So if you want to have peace on earth, I know it doesn't sometimes occur that I am peaceful. However, I'm the one that's going to bring peace into the world. Like what it really means for you to have your culture, for you to take care of your citizens, for me to help you with that. That's what I'm here for, but whatever. I'm actually the second coming, you would call the second coming. Those of you who don't believe in Christianity, it's different. It's not what they think. But it's the easiest way to explain it. It's like seeing ways into freedom for a personal experience. So you got to take away all the internet. You got to be human to human. And it's having a tool bag, a tool belt where like say you're getting in a fight with some dude who's an idiot. And then you have a tool belt with a tool in there to pull out and either get him to calm down or recreate yourself to where he doesn't instigate it, unless he's an instigator. And then you know that you're battling evil. And that's when war would be necessary. So it just seems like there's a lot of pointing fingers in the wrong direction. And I just think it's humorous to watch Biden proclaim that he's against Iran when everyone seems to have forgotten that he just gave them $6 billion for their citizens who were part of they might have even been involved. It's crazy. This is crazy. So this is a political talk. I mean, you can say whatever you want. I won't believe anything y'all say. I won't even believe the pictures on the news. I'm sorry, I just won't. I won't even believe if you were dead on the street and they say you died of a bullet wound. I would think that you died natural causes and they shot you in the head. So that looks like a death by gun. Because that's what they did with COVID. So y'all are just mentally ill. This is bullshit. This is mental illness. You're all mentally ill. You on your little newscast stations, you're all mentally ill. There is no organization here. You might as well just go to war and just kill each other. I mean, that's really where we're headed. I mean, the fact that you're up there, I just can't even. I'm going to go back to trying to be more creative. I already did some biceps. I'm feeling a little strong. I don't know, something's going on with this bicep. I think it's the lighting. Make sure you work out. What's that? Minus diet. We're digressing. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I've been going through a lot in the last couple days, and apparently it's probably associated to the Democratic Party trying to block me from assisting the conversation around this concern. It's been very awful and very diabolical. It's why she got the dog. It's why I've been experiencing myself as how I've been. And it's really bullshit. I'm innocent. You're the ones who are guilty. You all belong in jail. You all are evil people for stirring up so much trouble in our lives when you're supposed to be the leaders, because you cannot handle the situations. Your job is to help your people, whatever country you're in. Some of you are doing the best you can for what we're dealing with. The rest of you are just awful. And so if you're siding with Biden, so we got our country here in the United States of America is split down the middle. You're either on Biden and Obama side or you're on Trump side. So even you as countries over in other countries, you want to know that Trump is going to bring safety and peace to the whole globe. I'm a world leader and Trump is a world leader. And I'll just leave it at that. Biden is an instigator. He's not good at his job. Anyone who supports him is literally fueling horror in this world, and we were already watching it unfold. And so if you want peace, you pick Trump. If you want war, you pick Biden. And that's what we told you before all this went down. They were all talking about it. They said, if you voted for Biden, you want a war. And so if you were military, you voted for Trump. And that alone should tell you that Trump won the election, because honestly, the military should really pick our leadership, our president, I should say. Think about that, because that's the person that just declares war, and those are the people that go to war. So that's all I have for you in today's discussion. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for not jumping to conclusions, and thank you for voting Trump. I hope you all are safe at home. Enjoy your evening the best you can, and be limited on what you are viewing with these political propaganda videos.